Well, good morning. I just noticed that the spider web is going to be a problem. It doesn't even read on the camera. That is crazy. Oh my God. You can't even see it on the camera. Oh my God, I'm gonna try to take a picture. Oh my God. I guess I knew that scientifically. So we had another rain and you can see that it is like ridiculously dirty, or covered in dust and pollen and all that stuff. So I definitely need to tackle the patio. I need to sweep, just a number of things. And there's a spider web here, but it can't, it's not picking up on the camera. I've tried to place something behind it. Let me try something else. Okay, so I'm going to, put black behind it and let you see it's there. Oh, without touching it. You see it? The spider, of course, is gone right now. But you see it? Yeah. And it's rather big. Admittedly, I did see the spider last night, but you know how sometimes they just, they're nomadic. We'll call them nomadic. So I was expecting him to go, pack up his stuff. Leave, honey. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I definitely need to take care of that. Just hitting things, Don't mind me. Okay, so, but I actually am starting a new series called Pretty Smart. And it will be on restoring my Land Rover it will be on restoring my 2002 Land Rover Discovery Series 2. And I'm just very excited to bring this to you. I know that a lot of women feel very intimidated when it comes to restoration of cars and getting in there and doing some of the mechanic work themselves, even just the maintenance. I'm very fortunate that I had people in my life that taught me how to maintain my vehicles. My uncles, love you very much. And they took me to auctions and showed me how to find decent vehicles so that I could save money, and again, how to maintain those vehicles. So simple things like changing your oil. Now, nobody wants to be out there changing their oil in this heat. Admittedly, I'm not even suggesting that you do that, but reality is that it would be great to have just those skills, on your tool belt, on your pink tool belt. Shout out to the pink toolbox. I will be reaching out for some affiliate relationship proposals, your girl. I do run all this junk in my trunk. Some of you are aware of that, some of you are not. Look at there, he's awake. Good morning.
Well, if you're going out anytime today, do you mind picking up a box of Fruit Loops?
Can do. Fruit Loops. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and head outside now and show you Blue. You've seen Blue, but you've not seen Blue up close so that you can really understand what all needs to be fixed. And you don't know why it's in disrepair. I actually purchased it from the auction in great condition. Now let's continue the story outside. I had to take a pause for the cows and get our breakfast started. I'm hungry and I've got a hungry, growing 12-year-old who, by the way, did very well this year on his grades and is going to the 7th grade. Promoted, baby.
Oh yeah, look at that cleaning. You have not seen such cleaning since the old days. Buy our new cleaning hand.
Oh, really?
Buy our new extra disposable wipe.
You know what?
Bye-bye, viewers.
This too. I did see this too. And so let me go ahead and give this a good wipe now. Sometimes when it's a quick job, I want to go ahead and use the disposable wipes. All right, all clean. Now out to Blue. They are cutting the grass out here today. Admittedly, I waited a bit too late to start working on Blue today. And so that's why I decided that it would be more appropriate to actually just do an introduction video on the series and explain why, what, when, where, and how. So this is Blue. You've seen the back if you've been following me at all. Of course, I am Queen Get Her Done. Also, Tigress is a verb. And yes, I bought the customized plate. Actually, I just had my plates renewed. Uh-oh. I gotta go get the damn key. I'm tripping. Got the keys, got the keys, got the keys, honey. Got the keys. All right, so let me unlock Blue. All right, this is what I was talking about. Ugh. The door is heavy. I got my new tags, you know, had to renew my sticker, so then they will expire in May of 2023. Telling you, the years just go by. So I've got to put that on sometime today. I need to take this sticker off because it's just like fried. Like literally, it's been baking under the sun and it's cracking and all the things. All right. So Blue. It's a Land Rover Discovery Series 2, 2002. And again, when I bought it, it was in excellent shape. It only had just a bit of issues, little signs of wear and tear on the seats. But otherwise, the seats are in excellent condition, as you see. The side rail part there was just a little, dirty, and I was able to kind of clean that. But now with my son being there, you can tell that it definitely needs another go at it or replacement altogether, because that fabric is rather delicate or easily worn away. You see, I mean, it's like, it's a suede. So let's pull it out and let's see. I'm not sure. Let's give it a closer look over here. Yeah, it's a lot worse over here. It's kind of balding, and then you see that it's the materials are separating. So yeah, replacement would be much better. Okay, and I'm definitely going to clean Blue today. Go ahead and vacuum and things like that. Let me show you the front, and then I'll explain what occurred. Now, this is a custom radio that I had installed about now 3 years ago. These seat covers are not absolutely necessary, but I found them and they were a wonderful price. I believe at one of the kind of side dealers, if you will, for auto parts. They have a couple of places here in Charlotte, and you'll notice that this seat is in worse condition than the other, but still, for the most part, the seats were in really good condition considering the age and the model and all that. So this is what you see when I'm referring to Blue. This has actually got some wear and tear on it, but I like that it matches the brown and wood grain, which is, a throwback. Okay, and you can see that it's balding here as well. So it's not just dirt, it literally is wearing away from the foam base of this. And so they can be replaced. You see they have screws to take it off and to replace it. So it's just a matter of finding the right replacement piece. So here's the deal. Pretty Smart is going to be the new series, and I'm starting this series with the restoration of Blue because, again, too often the myths are pervasive. Let me come into the shade a bit here without encroaching upon my neighbor's property. But yeah, so they yeah, okay, hopefully. Yeah, so too often there are these stereotypes that go along with pretty women, that we definitely can't be pretty and smart. Like, we can maybe be reasonably smart, but not intelligent, not considered an academic with credibility, right? And equally, pretty women are not expected. Pretty feminine women, let's be more specific, women who self-identify with their femininity and are very societally attractive do not usually get the respect due when they can also work on vehicles. Now, can I do any major repairs? No. But what we're working on is the outer cosmetic repairs that need to be done with Blue. And there are a lot of things that I'll be able to do myself. Number one, sourcing the parts will be something I can do myself. And I will take you along on this journey to source the parts. I'm going to give you a closer look here in a second, but I wanted to come over here and just explain why, when, what, where, and how. And basically the reason why Blue is in disrepair is because in 2019, well, seems like, oh my gosh, it just seems so long ago. 2018, at the end of the year, I was stopped at a stoplight and a young guy slammed in the back of me, which pushed me into the car in front of me, or a truck in front of me. The door to the truck bed was open, so it was down. And so I was pushed into it, and it completely obliterated my front bumper. And of course, the damage was done to the back as well. It also caused the hood to bow a little bit as well. It broke the glass lights. Some things I have replaced, and I'll show you the things that I have done thus far. And then please do keep up with me, subscribe, like, share, comment, and follow me along this journey to restore my beloved Blue. All right, here we go. And mind you, he was on his cell phone. He admitted it. He dropped his cell phone. So not only was he on it, he dropped his cell phone and then reached down, took his eyes off the road to retrieve the cell phone. And that's how he lost control of his vehicle and hit me. Really? Okay, here we go. The bumper was completely lost. You can see where the hood bows a little bit still. See that there? And while looking for parts, especially during the pandemic, because of there being such an issue with the supply chain and the availability for parts, and actually parts that are local, because there are lots of places that actually have the parts for my vehicles, lots of salvage yards, but a lot of the local dealers and local auto body shops do not want to assume the responsibility of getting those parts in. And I guess I can understand it, because I've dealt with higher shipping costs as a merchant myself, and it definitely is a strain on the budget, for real. Okay, so then I got the new lights. I had one auto body shop was kind enough, the same who put in the radio, pulled out the hood a bit just so that we could fit the lights in, so that we could so that I could get it to pass inspection. And the lights are here as well, and so they're safely and secure in there. Now this is hanging on for dear life. It is roped off with a bungee cord for safety, and it's there. It's not going anywhere. Okay, but that needs to be replaced. The hood itself, let me pop the hood. Okay, so let me give you a closer look here. You'll notice that the radiator cover most likely will need to be replaced, just so that everything fits back the right way without them having to, you know, really finagle it. So I'm looking for this piece here. And then, of course, a grill, a bumper. Thankfully, I have had it repaired or maintained by Land Rover of Charlotte, independent. So shout out to Land Rover. Thank you so much for all of your great care of Blue over the years. And now that they no longer service 2002 vehicles, they referred me to two different Land Rover specialists here. And I ultimately went with V12 Motorsports. Man, I have nothing but amazing things to say about V12 Motorsports, the way that they have taken care of both of my pups. So the engine wise, even though it may look somewhat dirty, let me start it up for you so you can hear the way the engine just purrs. Don't get it twisted. Blue may look a bit, hopeless from the outside. If you look especially at just the bumper and the bungee cord and the back. But when you listen to Blue, you know that she's been that it has been well taken care of. All right, and so I don't do the gender thing, neither my son or myself, as far as cars. It can be a bit misogynistic, and I taught him that, and he keeps me to that. So even when I pick up habits of other people and I say something like she, I quickly correct myself, so that's what you heard. But Blue is an it. And Blue does identify as a Rover, not a Prius. But yeah, so right now I think the only thing that I would need to do, Blue can definitely go for a tune-up, some new spark plugs. And the last time Blue had an oil change at V12, they did tell me that Blue definitely has a stripped oil pan gauge, so I need to definitely have that taken care of as well. What they've been doing is just adding some sealant around it when they change my oil, and I really appreciate them for that. Okay, and that's another thing. They not ever put you in a situation where they make you feel that you're being pressured to move forward with more expensive services. And then the flip side is that they also don't sell you a pipe dream and have you thinking that you can fix something with a less expensive service, fix it permanently with a less expensive service. So, and I really appreciate that. So they really keep it real, and that's how I roll, and that's why we get along very famously. So let me close this so you can see, and then I'm gonna have to get out of this hot sun because it's real. Even though it's super early, it is just like I'm dripping right now. You see my arm there? Like literally, I know you see the dancer shoulders and all that. Yes, pretty women can do smart and amazingly technical and hard science things. Yes, we can. Back to Blue. This needs to be repaired. The back is actually not as bad as the front, or at the very least, they're basically on par. I would say that because I did see online that someone actually fabricated, they spray foamed in, to fill in this area here. and fill in all the cracks. And then they sanded it down and repainted it black. And I'm like, you know what? If I cannot find the right part, then I might do that. So stick with me, because I'm going to need some, I'm going to need some people to help me out with this. And I'm open to all input. I may not use every idea, but I'm definitely open to all input, because the goal for this series is to get blue restored. That's the goal. The tire brace was also damaged in the car accident, so it leans, as you can see. So I definitely need to replace that. That should be an easy replace. Look, knock on wood. Because if I replace the bumper, then of course I don't want this to hang over and potentially cause damage to the bumper, because it really is pretty much sitting, almost on the bumper. So especially when the bumper is put back to proper height, or because this is not where it needs to be, as you can see. So yeah. And then I need to replace this. This was cracked when I bought it, so that's original. I've not been able to find this specific piece, but I am on the hunt for that as well. And then just a little other minor cosmetic things. The trim and the clips. You see the trim here, right through there. I know you're here, Blue. I know you're here, Blue. And the trim on this side as well. And then I made the silly mistake. I was putting gas in my vehicle, and somehow the latch, the magnetic latch, fell off. I picked it up believing it to be something from another part of Blue, something insignificant. Because it fell off, of course, while I was, going into take off the gas cap. And I put it in the napkin that they provide, the blue towels at all the gas stations, and threw it away. And then when I went to close it, then I realized, oh, Tigress. But it was such a small, you can almost see, it was such a fragmented piece of it that it did not immediately strike me that it was the magnetic latch. So I'm going to makeshift one today, or alternatively, I'm going to look for something at AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts that I can actually replace that magnetic latch with. So there you have it. So those are the things that really need to be done. And for the most part, other than that, Blue is a beast. Let me show you this as well, and then we'll conclude this introductory video for my new series, Pretty Smart. You'll notice that the lights are on, okay? And these lights, brake, traction control, and automatic brake system, the ABS, and the incline for, again, traction and suspension, and then the SRS light. You'll notice that they're on. And yes, my baby has 223,246 miles and still going strong. Let's see. I normally connect to Bluetooth, so I don't normally just play any music, but I'll show you the installation. Let's see, let's open. It was really, really cool. The radio only cost me $300. It was on sale at one of the popular radio stores here in Charlotte. Car radio on Independence. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, it just works like a dream. My speakers work well. You can actually tilt it or go all the way in, and then when I turn it off, then it will close back up. So I do need to get this window repaired. It's, you see that? It just recently got off track. That should be a minor repair. I pulled up the rubber here because I wanted to replace everything and have it looking pristine. I even considered different fabric accoutrements for the inside. This is actually in pretty good shape here, but this is wonky, so I need another of these. Ironically enough, though, the buttons still work, so you know it works. I'm sweating, honey, so I have to get out of this sun. It is doing its thing. So I'm gonna push it one more time so you can see. And so the buttons work. The button works even though it seems like it's, you know, pulled away because the wiring is still intact. So even though that piece seems in disarray or in disrepair, it is definitely still working. So again, blue is a beast. You know, the power seats still work. I don't want to move it too much because, you know, you see that? They still work. I don't want to move it too much because I've got it where I want it. Everything is really in really good shape. And yes, I have these cutesy tire covers. One broke. I need to replace them. I got them off of Amazon. I will link them below. The set was only $11. And like I said, I broke one, but it's worth getting the set again so I have extras just in case something like that happens again. But yeah, so for the most part, blue is a dream. And I love this body style, this make and model. It is my jam, and it is an SE, as you see right there. What else did I need to tell you about it? I believe that's enough for the introductory video. The ultimate goal is to find the parts, and then I have finally, after going to 3 or 4 different, no, was it 3? Yeah, I think it was 4 at this point. 4 different auto body shops. I finally found one who is willing to allow me to source all the parts, and then they will just charge me labor, you know, and all the incidental costs to put on all the parts that need to be put on to restore blue to its original glory, or at least very close, and a version thereof that makes me giddy. And then he's also going to paint blue yellow. I'm still going to call blue blue, but blue, the intention is to have blue one day in the hopefully very near future. I'm thinking that I'll be able to get this done maybe by the end of 2023. Stick with me and help me along this journey with your input and your support of my videos, and that will definitely help me be able to restore blue. And then it will be yellow. And I'm gonna let blue end the video, all right? Tell her. Tell her. What you say? That's right, Blue. You sound better than most new cars out there, Blue. You heard what Blue said. Subscribe, like, and share.
Help me restore blue. Yeah. Look, y'all. Ya verás. Ya verás.
Since a little girl, I've had dreams of this world. Blame it on my mama, low D say third album underworld. Left and right brain, I know you check the frame. And no Tigress is not just my nickname. We only got one life and I'm gonna live it. So I get up, choose my player, push play and rock with it. I got this concept and I'm running with it. One vision, 9 concepts.